Hi, welcome to another video. Peter Zalom's Griniflix Adventure 8, and today I'm going to be talking about audio on adventure cameras and eliminating wind noise. It's really annoying when you're out in open areas and you've got this wind noise buffering happening on your microphone. So I use these little Nikon underwater adventure cameras. This one is the W300 and the one I'm actually recording on is the W130. So I'll start recording on this one. There you go. So that's what I've got. I've got the W130 there and the W300. So I'm going to be creating a windsock, and I'll get on going. This is a sock, and it's got lots of holes in it already. So we're going to recycle this sock. I've already cut it. I've been experimenting. Cut that off, and I cut that off. So the plan is to take this part and put it over the microphones, or the microphones. So these are the microphones in the W300, also in the W130 there. And I've got this little, the sock top, the elastic part, and we're gonna put that over the top like so that it covers up the microphones. And then we're going to do a wind test. The wind test is going to be really simple. I'm just going to blow on it. So I'll just move it down so that to reveal the microphones, and I'll blow on it. So that's the noise you get. And when I cover that up, like so, and we'll see what sort of noise we get. Uncovered. Covered. Is there a difference? Does it work? Did my portable sock work? Alright, let's do the field test and test out my new wind sock. There is the wind sock. So right now it's not on. So just doing some hand holding the camera as I would normally do, and walking. And we don't have much of a wind right now, so I'm not sure whether any of that wind noise is coming up. And I've got an idea too. I might just hop in the car, put the camera outside the window. That will give me a lot more noise. I've got the camera set up on the monopod right now, so let's get going. I'm not entirely sure when the wind noise is going to come up, but we'll just drive along here. I've got the window open. I'm never sitting this Anyway, so I've got the sock now, my wonderful sock, over the microphone, and hopefully it's not in the image, and we'll do that test again and see what sort of results we get. And we're off. So same test. Camera is just outside the window. Wind sock is on. My famous wind sock. I'm up to 50 kilometers now. And that's the end of that test, and let's have a review. Okay, well I think the results were a bit better with the windsock on. Now I've actually turned off the wind noise reduction in the software on the camera, and we'll see how the levels are changed when I'm driving at 50 k's again. How's the day anyway? It's a beautiful day in Sydney. Temperature 24 degrees. I think summer is on its way. Apparently in Australia we're going to have a La Nina effect, which means it's going to be a wetter summer compared to normal. We've had a lot of bushfires recently, but anyway, so now we've got the noise reduction turned off, and in anticipation that something is happening, I'm just going to talk a bit louder and hopefully the wind noise. So we're doing 40 k's and we're coming to the traffic lights, so we're slowing down. Anyway, so that's the first part of the test. So let's see how we go. Alright, so 40 and 50, we're doing 50 kilometers an hour. And how much noise is there? How much wind noise is there? Slowing down again. This time I've got the noise reduction, wind noise reduction turned off as last time. But this time, as we increase our speed, so 30 kilometers, I'm going to start shouting, and I'm up to, alright, let's get up to 50 kilometers an hour. So imagine that I'm out in 50 kilometer an hour wind and I'm shouting, because I'm trying to get over the power of the wind, and we'll see whether that actually picks up the sound much better, knowing that there's a lot of ambient wind. So when I'm still traveling at 50 kilometers an hour, battling the wind, but hopefully the sound is coming across really well, even though there's a lot of wind noise now around the camera. And then when I slow back down, I'm still traveling at almost 60 kilometers an hour, traveling down to about 50, moving down to about 40, and then I don't need to shout as much more, and I'm just back to a normal voice. And with a normal voice, we should be just the normal sound levels again. Alright, so this is the final test. So we've got the noise reduction, the wind noise reduction turned off on the camera. And this time I'm going to be shouting again. And I've also taken the windsock off. So I've got the windsock on my hand. And I'll take it up to 50 k's again, 60 k's. And as I get to those faster speeds, I'll start shouting again. Alright, so we're at 40 kilometers an hour and we're going to go up to 50. So we're at 50 kilometers an hour and I am shouting. I'm trying to shout over the wind noise. I have a wind buffering there around the camera. I'm at 55 and I'm shouting, and the lights have gone red, which means I'm going to have to slow down. I'm slowing down now. I'm reducing the sound levels of my shouting. I'm back down to 30, 20. I'm just speaking normally. And I'm gonna go just up to the next corner, then I'll turn left again. So now I'm up to 40 kilometers an hour and I'm talking a bit louder, and then I'll be going left again and slowing down, so normal voice levels, conversations. Normal voice. I wonder how much noise there is from the wind, and coming to a standstill. By gum, I think that worked. Yes, I do. I honestly believe that worked. Now, there are obviously some pros and cons with this arrangement. There's when you put on your sock, like so. Obviously, it does cover up the front there, but then it also covers up the back. Now, the way I use these adventure cameras, I'm either just photographing myself like that and talking about whatever is happening around me, or I've got it on monopod for the extensions, and I might be on a motorbike, so I could be sort of zooming along and filming as I go. So they're the type of scenarios. I'm not really looking through the back of the screen, and even if I am looking through the back of the screen, then I'm really looking at the subject and just stretching out the camera like that and letting the camera do its bit. So what I see on the back of the screen doesn't really matter so much, as long as I've got an operation to the buttons that control the camera, which is the recording button at the back here, and also the on-off switch. The reality is when I'm using the camera in action scenarios, let's say not in water but out of water, is I will turn on the camera, press the record button, do the filming however it's occurring, and then when I'm finished, rather than trying to find the recording button there, I just turn the on-off button. It's much easier to get to just to turn it off by pressing the off button, which I'll do now. No, actually won't do now. But anyway, that's what I'll do. So that becomes my accessory. The cost of that accessory is nothing because you're basically recycling. You're recycling the sock. Is that a good idea? I might see whether I can adapt a similar theory, similar approach to some of my other cameras, the mirrorless cameras or the DSLR cameras, and see whether that sock scenario works. Anyway, I hope this has been a useful tip for you, how to improve your audio, get rid of that wind noise with literally a wind sock, a reused sock. You might want to wash your socks when you reuse them, and I think it's going to work. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Give it a like, do subscribe, and you will see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye.